This week's hymn story is It Came Upon a Midnight Clear by Reverend Edmund H.Sears. Edmund Hamilton Sears was born on April the 6th, 1810, in Sansfield, Massachusetts, the youngest of three sons. He attended Union College in upstate New York. He later attended Harvard Divinity School and graduated in 1837. After graduating from Divinity School, he served congregations in Toledo, Ohio, Wayland, Massachusetts, and Lancaster, Massachusetts. While in Lancaster, he suffered a mental breakdown and returned to Wayland to serve as a part-time minister. While Mr. Sears was going through this period of internal struggle and turmoil, the world around him had its own share of turmoil. The Mexican-American War had just ended. Tensions were increasing between the states over slavery, and Europe was going through a period of revolution. These troubled times prompted Mr. Sears to write It Came Upon a Midnight Clear in 1849. In his poem, he described the world as being full of sin and darkness, in need of reconciliation with God, with others, and with ourselves. The poem also relayed messages of hope, peace, and goodwill to those beneath life's crushing load. In its final verse, Sears wrote of a coming time when people will be able to sing about the peace for which the angels sing. So how did this song become one of the most beloved Christmas carols if its original focus was not on Christ's birth? No one knows for sure. It's rumored to have been sung by his choir on Christmas Eve of 1849 to an unknown melody, but it first appeared on December the 29th, 1849 in the Christian Register in Boston, Massachusetts. A year later, in 1850, asked his friend Richard Storrs Willis to set his poem to music. Mr. Willis chose a melody called Carol. We sing the carol melody of this song in the United States. However, in the countries of the British Commonwealth, which include the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia, Mr. Sears' poem is set to a different melody called Noel, which was adapted by Sir Arthur Sullivan almost a quarter century later in 1874. In his later years, Mr. Sears became a fierce abolitionist, preaching about the evils of slavery. In 1856, 5 years before the start of the American Civil War, he preached a sermon entitled Discourse. This sermon was later published in pamphlets distributed by the Massachusetts abolitionists. Edmund Hamilton Sears died on January the 14th, 1876, at the age of 65. With such turmoil happening in our country and in our world today, this song of reconciliation and hope is needed now more than ever. It came upon the midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all-gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing.